Okay, so this next one, you guys, from what I understand, at the most recent trade show. So the trade show would be the retailers, where the retailers go and the manufacturers go, and the manufacturers are showing all of their new collections. This collection was so well received for Simple Stories at the show that they placed a reorder. They placed a reorder, so they already had the product, but they placed a reorder from China on the product because it was selling so well. It was so well received. So this one is called Simple Vintage Essentials. If you are familiar with the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage collections, they definitely have obviously a vintage flair to them. What's nice about Simple Vintage Essentials, and I think what the idea behind this whole Essentials collection, Tia, I'm not sure which collection you're referring to. Was it the one I was just showing with the purples? That was the little things. The very first one I started out with is Trail Mix. So it's depending on when you hopped in. This one is called Simple Vintage Essentials. So the idea behind Simple Vintage Essentials is that these are your essentials. They're kind of evergreen products, if you will, meaning that you can mix these in with anything. You can, Tia, yes, that one is called The Little Things. The Little Things. So you can use these for anything. Now, you could use it all together if you wanted, but I think for me, envision using it more as maybe some accents with other things. So we'll start out with the, big bundle again. So big bundle with little things as well. And if you want to know all the things that are in that big bundle, just go on the website, click on that description box, or click on the, in the description box of the video, there is a link that takes you to the What's New page on my website. You will see that big bundle, and I spell out all of the products that are in there. The collection kit, the chipboard, the foam stickers, the glossy enamel dots, the 3 die cuts, chipboard frames, stamps, foam stickers, lots and lots and lots of things in that one as well. Okay, so back to Simple Vintage Essentials. Hi, Catherine. Nice to see you. Catherine's here from Australia. All right, so this guy, Simple Vintage Essentials, this is the paper pad. So 2 sheets each of 24. I have not looked at this yet. That is fun. Okay, so when we talk about using something like this for a list, look at that. You trim it down to 5 inches and you already have your little layering, your little die cut layering done over there for you. And that's neutral enough. You could just do your list right on there. So fun. This. I love that so much. The rulers, kind of the old vintage rulers. That's great too. Okay, so on the back sides, let's look at the backs. Super neutral, kind of cream color. This guy is just, again, a really neutral, a little bit of like texture in there, if you will. That number paper, I love. That's great for our lists. Ms. L said, this is my kind of collection. Carmen said too, she can tell she's already going to love this one. So that's just kind of a really kind of little neutral map. A little bit of vintage, looks like maybe ledger, maybe. Oh, the bingo cards. Gotta love those. Beautiful floral. Another little map. Polka dots. A little kind of tone-on-tone alphabet. Some newsprint. Oh, those combination, like how awesome. Combination of vintage typewriters and vintage cameras. That's like a 1-2 punch. Love it. Oh, that's so pretty. So this reminds me, some of you that have been around a really long time, this a little bit has a feel of the very first collection that Simple Stories ever released. Ever. Shannon says, you're killing me. Love this. This is a good one, isn't it? Beautiful butterflies. So now do you guys get a feel for kind of why they called it essentials? Because it doesn't, I mean, it definitely has a feel to it, but it's all very neutral, right? It's a little bit smaller pattern, a little bit smaller icons. And there we go. So then it takes you back to your second batch of prints there. Okay, this one, you guys, this sticker book, I saw this and I'm like, oh my goodness, just stop it right now. This has 1,300 stickers in it. So 12 sheets, 1,300 stickers. You start out with the typewriter key alpha, which is always just a good neutral. And then you have another typewriter key alpha, so a little bit different. This one's a little bit more kind of vintage, and this is a little bit more just kind of plain black and white. Then you move into more of our block alpha stickers. Love those so much. Cream block stickers, so your essentials, right? Word strip stickers, you know, I could take word strip stickers all day long. So there's a sheet. There's a sheet of white. So, and they're different. So different words and phrases on each of those sheets. Look at this. This is what got me. Look at all those awesome, awesome, awesome titles and phrases. Kathy said it reminds her a little bit of Seven Gypsies. Yeah, it does a little bit, Kathy. I think you're right. But look at all those words and phrases. Those you could put those on anything. You could put those with the little things. You could put those with My Story. You could put those with 49 and Market. You could put this really with anything. Just a really good mix of fonts. And what I love about it, look at, they kept it neutral, black with cream, right? That'll go with anything. And then you have cream with black, again, super neutral, a really good alpha. So this one, this is the alpha that you see in the Simple Stories, like the Color Vibe sticker books, alpha sticker books. But this one has a really faint kind of word, like newsprint, I guess, kind of a little faint, or like book print on there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of that. Same thing in the cream. You can see that a little bit easier in the cream. And then some more word strip stickers and more word strip stickers. So isn't that awesome? Just super kind of generic that, again, you can work that into so many different things. And you could use it with the other essential things, but I love that that can really be used with lots of different things. Okay, let's look at, they came out with 3 sets of Rubons. So we're starting to see Simple Stories do Rubons with their simple vintage collections because they just really, that whole kind of look works really well with kind of the vintage, I think. So they're all 6x8 size, and there are 2 sheets, okay? And the 2 sheets are different. So these are butterflies. This package is called Butterflies Rubons. Super generic, neutral. Again, they didn't put any color in here, which I think is awesome because these can be mixed in with anything. The essentials is all kind of that really super neutral color palette. And then on the back side, you have more butterflies. So what I love about what they've done here, you have not only the butterfly, but it's layered on top of, I mean, it's obvious all one piece, but a little bit of newsprint there, or a little bit of a book there. You've got some little hearts that you could use, your little bees. So just a lot of fun. And then a couple of words mixed in with that beautiful. I need to make sure I'm still here. That was my mom calling. All right. So let's look at 2 more packs of the Rubons. I know April said she can see why it was so popular because it's one of those things. And I think they probably really spent a lot of time thinking about this whole collection because it's timeless. It can be worked in with so many different things, not only Simple Stories collections, but other collections too, which is crafters. That's what we love, right? When we can make things work with, and we can kind of mix and match all of our things. So this one is called Botanicals. Look at how beautiful that is. Again, everything's black. So you can mix it with any color you want, right? A couple of fun words mixed in there as well. Lots of different florals in your botanicals. So 2 sheets each, 2 6x8 sheets. And then this one I think is really fun. This one, I think somebody mentioned Seven Gypsies. This one probably reminds me the most of a Seven Gypsies type product in the collection. This one is called Typeset. So look at, and we saw these kind of patterns in the 6x8 paper pad. Some of the numbers horizontal there, a little bit of alpha. These are great for adding to the corner of something. If you're layering, sometimes you get a little bit stuck on maybe like what a good base layer would be. That would be a great base layer to then start building your color on top of. Kathy said it's perfect for everything from scrapbooking to journaling and mixed media. Exactly. And April said all upper chick case. OMG, I love lots of U's and an R in there, those rub-ons. And then there's the backside, or not the backside, but the second sheet. Again, with the numbers, just gotta love that. Gotta love that whole sheet. And that you just cut out, you cut your pieces apart and use whatever you want. Okay, now let's move on to 2 packages of chipboard. Now, these are a little bit different than we've seen Simple Stories do in the past. This is a thin chipboard. This is probably about as thin as the chipboard that we were looking at the beginning from Vicky's Where to Next frames. So this package is called Chipboard Clipboards. Okay, look at this. Look at, those are all clipboards. You guys know me and my clipboard stamps, how much I love the clipboards, but look at it. I mean, it's pretty thin. I'd say 1/16th of an inch, maybe even 1/32nd of an inch. So for layering or even using in your traveler's notebooks, if you don't want a lot of dimension, these clipboards are awesome for that. But look at all of these, you guys. Look at all of those. Now, if you are buying the clipboards and you want to actually write on them, let's just do a little experiment, because I think I'm going to pull out 2 pens here. I'm going to pull out my Sharpie, right? And I will write Sharpie on there. There is a coating on these clipboard, on these chipboard pieces, okay? So there's my Sharpie, and this is my Zig photo signature pen, okay? The Zig, I'm having a feeling that the Zig, if you want to write on these, the Zig is probably going to be the better of the 2. In either case, I am going to let those both dry for a second, okay? So I'm going to put that off to the side, and then we'll do a little test to see which is better if you want to write on those. But they'd be cute for like little photos. Wouldn't it be so cute? You take a little black and white photo with a little, oh, I'll try that too, Nancy. A little black and white photo with a little white frame around it would be really fun on that. All right, let's take a look at, Nancy said, what about the white pen on the dark ones? All right, so I'm getting out one of the Posca pens here, the Posca Paint Pen. I need to grab, not that. Okay, because it's a paint pen, I need to re-engage, get that ink down there again. And you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna totally, all right, let's try it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, that guy I am going to let dry as well. Anytime you're writing on something that has a coating on it, good idea just to set it off to the side and let it dry. But right now, it does not just pop. All right, so let's put those 2 right there. We will come back to those. Anyhow, now you're getting a feel for all these different sizes. So size-wise, like that guy is 4.5 inches long by about 2.25 inches wide. So those are a good size. All right, some are wider, some are tall and skinny. But look at all of these. So those are the clipboards, but then you have all the little clips, right? If you're not much of a stamper and you've loved the look of the clipboard stamp, but you don't really want to get involved in that, there you go. You take that little guy, you take your little white cardstock or whatever, put it right there, and you're off and running, and then you do your little list on there, or your little journaling, like on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Wouldn't that be fun? I know those little clips, right? And again, it's that thin chipboard, so that's nice that they're a little bit thinner. All right, so those were the chipboard clipboards. Chipboard clipboards, say that 10 times in a row fast. If you were looking at any of these products prior to like late this afternoon, there was only 1 image up for each product, and now like the secondary images are there. So you can see like all of that on the website as well. So you kind of get a better feel for what is there. Oh, look at, there's even like a little bitty. Oh, Nancy, it would be cute with library cards, wouldn't it? So cute with library cards with a library card stamp. Definitely. I love that idea. All right. So now let's take a look at these guys. These are called chipboard metal hardware, all right? Chipboard metal hardware. So these are going to be the same thickness as the clipboards that we looked at. So really pretty thin, right? Maybe 1/32nd really pretty thin, but these are all, look at, they look like, they really truly look like metal pieces, right? Like metal hardware. So when you pop those insides out, you have the kind of frame that looks like it would go on a, like a old card catalog or something. And then you have the inside pieces, your little metal labels. So it's nice because you don't have to be messing with the metal. It doesn't give you the thickness or dimension of metal, but you get the look of the metal just the same. April, Rusty Pickle, right? That's a blast from the past, isn't it? Yeah, Rusty Pickle for a while was doing some things like that. Those are really fun too. So that is the metal hardware. Even in the metal hardware, look at these little guys. Aren't those fun? Those little clips, different kinds of clips. Love those too. You know I love those. Some little like metal photo corners. But again, they're all chipboard, all little chipboard pieces, which is so nice because we're not having to mess with metal and worrying about it, you know, ruining our photos or anything like that. All right, let's move these guys off to the side. That is going to take a minute to get all those back into that little package. Nancy said the metal hardware would be great to decorate the front of her journals too. Yes, absolutely. All right, so we come back to these guys now. So up above we have Sharpie. So look what happened to Sharpie. The photo pen is fine. So my Sharpie, I would not want to use a Sharpie on this because the coating, and I'm rubbing it pretty hard, but the coating is rubbing all of that ink right off. The zig, look at, I can't, no matter what I'm doing, I can't get that off. So if you want to write on any of the chipboard pieces, you want to pick up that Zig photo signature marker. And I have those on my website. Lots of you guys bought those to go with the idea book because I said the idea book has my listing with Layle idea book. The pages are coded. So you guys picked that up, worked really well for that. So it works there too. Okay, let's check out our white Posca paint pen. Same thing, look at, and I am really rubbing hard. Really rubbing hard. And you know, you would, I've rubbed, I mean, I'm rubbing so hard, I've kind of rubbed a little bit of that off. Jen, there is not a Zig white photo pen. What I used is it's a Posca paint pen. So there are actually two of them that I have. They're both white. One is an extra fine and one is an ultra fine. But I really, you guys, I mean, I really, like my finger was getting hot. I was rubbing so hard on there. I rubbed that much harder than I think any friction that you'd get anywhere that you were using or putting that, you know, into your project. So I'd say you'd be fine using like a Posca paint pen. I have other white pens, but I'm going to say on that, based on what we saw here with the Sharpie, that if you want to write white on dark, that you'd go with one of the Posca paint pens. All right, so now let's take a look at, oh my goodness, so many things. All right, ephemera. So ephemera are basically your larger die cuts, okay? So there are 22 pieces here. Simple Stories introduced the ephemera a couple collections ago, kind of this larger sized pieces as part of their simple vintage collection. So you can see that piece is quite a bit larger than you would see the regular die cuts. Isn't that so great? It's just like all those little layers of old vintage paper, but it's just one little piece. It's all in the artwork with the little clip. Oh, look at that one. Isn't that awesome? Again, one piece, all of that layering has been done for us. So again, if you're one of those people where you're like, ooh, I love the look of layering, but I don't really know how to do it. Well, that's a good start. Look at that. It's like the little cover of a notebook, right down to the little rings. So good, larger size pieces. Ooh, this one looks fun, doesn't it? The little Polaroid frame, you can put a nice little photo right there. Alrighty, oh, that's cute too. Look at the little envelope with things coming out. So that's the ephemera. The ephemera is going to give you some of the larger pieces. Let me grab my Kleenex again really quick here, you guys. So sorry. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Hang on. Okay, and I apologize if I keep sniffing. I know that can be super annoying. All right, next up we have 3 of the bits and pieces packages. Jen said it's such a fun collection, so many different types of things. I know, right? There's a lot of different pieces in here that we haven't seen before from Simple Stories. All right, so we have Botanical Bits, Take Note Bits, and Captured Bits. So Botanical Bits, these are tone on, they're not tone on tone. You have, they're black and white. Again, no color. If you wanted, you could probably get out your colored pencils. You could get out your colored pencils if you wanted to color these little guys in. I could get out my little colored pencil here and just make that a nice blue flower. If I had watercolor pencils, I could do that. If I had markers, I could do that. But that's kind of a thing to keep in mind with some of these pieces that are super neutral. You can color them or make them look however you want them to look. So there we go. That's just a really quick colored in with my little colored pencil there. But lots of pieces there. Look at all those beautiful flowers. So, so pretty. There's a couple butterflies in there. Lots and lots of little dragonfly. Beautiful, beautiful pieces. Those are the Botanical Bits. Hi, Teresa. Those are the Botanical Bits. Oh, yes, Jennifer, thank you. If you guys are still here, do me a favor. Give the video a thumbs up. That is always super beneficial to me. It's very helpful if you would do that. Alrighty, next up we have the Captured Bits. Captured Bits. So these are, well, I don't know why they're called Captured. That is in a little Polaroid. There's a bingo card, little film strip. Oh, there's some great titles in there. Smile, Best Day Ever, Vintage Camera, some word strips, some number strips. So this one is called Captured. Little envelope. Oh, gotta love that one, right? The little reel. Another vintage camera. All right, so those are Captured Bits. And then we have Take Note Bits. April said, I just want all the bits. I know, right? Give me all the bits. Take Note Bits. So Take Note Bits. These are probably a little bit more geared towards maybe like the journaling bits that sometimes we see. Old library card, some tags, hello life, a little clipboard. These are all die cuts, so you know, your thin die cuts. Typewriter, another little clipboard. Oh, they're so good. Just so fun. Oh, there's a couple pens in this one. Tell your story. Beautiful pens. All right, and then that cute little notebook. All right, and that last one was Take Note Bits. All right, there's 2 more things that I need to show you that are part of the Simple Vintage Essentials. One of them is the washi tape. I love this washi tape. Carmen said, yes, the big bundle. There is definitely a big bundle with this one as well. Da, 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 da. In this one, you guys, there's 4 packages of foam stickers. I just have to show you. Look at this one. Look at all of those titles. I mean, hello? Are those not the best things ever? I love the foam stickers. Anyhow, big bundle has loads of things in it, and you will see, if you go to the website, you'll see all the things that are in it. And again, the big bundles are always 15% off. So nice little savings there. What did I do with the, oh, here we go. All right, so let's look at the washi now. This washi is, it's just so good because it's so neutral. Again, going back to that whole kind of essentials idea, we'll look at the 2 thinner, the 8mm rolls. So this, whoopsie, this one is a floral. And I will put all the patterns down and then I'll bring it up to the camera so that you can see. Hi, Virginia. Yes, Virginia, we're looking at, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. No, Virginia, we're looking at Simple Vintage Essentials right now. One of the new Simple Stories collections that's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Those of you that really, really, really love like your 49 and Market, oh my goodness. 49 and Market or Graphic 45, these would go, both would go so well. Or this collection this Simple Vintage Essentials collection would go so well with both of those collections, or both of those manufacturers. I love this one too, that kind of newsprint. All right, so here we go. Those are the 5 rolls of washi that are part of that Simple Vintage Essentials washi pack. So the 2 thins and then the 3, so the 2 8s and then the 3 15s. So just beautiful. This one has a kind of that number pattern on it that we've been seeing make an appearance throughout the collection. All right, last thing that I want to show you in Simple Vintage Essentials. And I haven't brought very many of these in. These are this is the 6x8 snap binder. This is a 2-inch binder. So the rings are 2-inch, so 2-inch D rings. Those of you that do December Documented with me every year, the binders that have the larger rings, these are those larger rings, which is nice because then you have loads and loads of room. That beautiful neutral tan pattern on the front. You have the metal photo corners and the metal book plate. Look at that. Isn't that, it's just so pretty. You could even just use this as it is, right? You could use this as it is. There's nothing there in the center, but you could also, you know, embellish as well. And then so much goodness inside, you guys. There are 8 designer pages inside. So bingo, kind of again, going with that neutral that we've seen all throughout. Love that one with the little scallop and all the little layering there. Another little smaller size, that little, it's not a real envelope. That one is not a real envelope. But this one is a real pocket, okay? So look at that, the pocket. Pocket's great for adding lots of photos or memorabilia. And then you move into the pocket pages. So this one has 10 pocket pages. Those of you that know your Simple Stories binders, they did something a little bit different with this one, which I love, love, love what they did. This one has the same configurations that they normally do, with one exception. They've brought back the 4 3x4s in the binders. So this one has 3 6x8s, 3 4x6 4x6s. So here's your big 6x8. Here's your 4x6 4x6s. So you have 3 of those. And then you have 2 of the 3x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4 3x4s. They brought these back in this binder. So they had actually discontinued these for a long time. And they brought them back, I don't know, maybe a year ago that you could buy them a la carte. But now they've included them in its binder as well, which I love so much. And then you have the 2 3x4s, 4x6. So that is the Simple Vintage Essentials 6x8 snap binder. And these I just added today. I had totally forgotten to add those to the website. And when I was pulling everything together, I'm like, wait a minute. So I just added those to the website today.